driving rust bucket right?
It's just bolt it on. You know?
Yeah, just make it work.
Yeah.
Right, so
That's what the industry does.
so that's what, we now have, we're getting free stuff. Free stuff.
Who's sending it?
Mustang Country Unlimited.
International.
I'm sorry, International.
Alan.
Alan. Yes. So we're getting parts from
Good
them.
peeps.
We have new people here, so we probably have to go around the room. Can we go around the room and introduce yourself again? Eventually, I'll figure it out. I've got some of you guys I got down, but that's because you have such distinctive personalities. Go ahead.
I'm JJ.
E.G.
Grant.
Larry. Jeff.
Chris, John,
Allison.
Steve, right?
Yeah.
And so over here we've got
Adam.
the other Grant. Pardon? Ray. And
Greg.
The other Greg.
Greg.
Peter.
Say, Greg. Say hi, Greg.
Hi, I'm Greg.
And Peter Loria. And this is Bobby Deseroff. And my name is Mud.
Chuck Sherman, the man, the myth, the legend.
I wouldn't go that far.
Except on the weekends. Then he's
Right.
Never mind.
So we can work on as well. Actually, we have 4. We need to put in new wires. We have new wires.
Yay! Ooh, wait. I'll do the Vanna.
So we have new wires. We have the correct spark plugs. We have the correct spark plugs. So we can put those in, and somewhere in this pile, oh crap,
I unpacked all the stuff you had.
Tune-up kit.
It's probably over on the table.
It could be on the table. We got a tune-up kit, so we can actually do that stuff, which is going to improve how well the vehicle runs. At least that's what we hope. So we have that. Not only that, but we have this little guy right here. What is this?
fuel pump with a vacuum.
Exactly. Now this one's really funky. This is a 2-stage fuel pump. It's a 2-stage fuel pump because base vehicles like this had vacuum wipers. The wipers will run off of engine vacuum, which means you're going up a hill, you've got no wipers. Right? So the way that was augmented was they used the power from the camshaft to drive this little vacuum pump on this side of the fuel pump to generate vacuum, so your wipers would still kind of work, not that fast, but at least you could see out. And then so this is the regular fuel pump part. This is the sediment bowl, and there's supposed to be a little thing in here. We'll probably rob Peter to pay Paul and put the ceramic element in here so we've got a filter. This pump, by the way, mounts this way, not this way. So it's kind of upside down, which is a little funky, but we'll make it work.
We like funky.
Now what we have to do, one of the things that we have to do here is we have to make a gasket. Somebody's gonna have to teach somebody how to make a gasket.
I'll do it.
Okay. It's easy peasy.
You might get to see me cut myself with a razor blade.
Can I watch?
Yeah.
I like to watch. Anyway, so we're going to make our own. And the reason we're doing it, I mean, we could go get a gasket. But oftentimes when you're working on an older vehicle, you either booger up the gasket, and then you're 45 minutes away from the auto parts store, like, ah. So.
And they don't have it anyway.
Typically they don't.
They don't even know what you're talking about half the time.
Yeah. Well, you saw that car out there. I went there to get something for that car, and they said, "What is it?" I said, "It's a Clinay." They said, "A Clinay? What's that?" I said, "Well, it's a Clinay." Well, who makes Clinay?
Clinay.
Clinay. What model is it? It's a Clinay. It wasn't registering. We were just not getting through. But that's okay. I've got lots of stories like that. But anyway, so this has to be installed, so we need somebody to do that. The other thing we have to do, because I'm tired of this thing peeing on the floor.
I didn't Vanna the fuel pump. I'm sorry. I got an extra Vanna.
Oh,
extra
so
Vanna.
This is really fascinating. I'll tell you about a backstory on this here in a second. But this is the water pump. Now, fortunately for us, the water pump does come with a gasket. So we're going to have to dump the water. I put water in the system because I didn't know it was good, bad, or indifferent. So I'm going to put water in it. We'll probably run it on water for a little bit before we put coolant in it, because we'll probably want to do some other things to it, and I'll explain that later. But so let's get a fuel pump. We'll get a water pump on this, and that will keep it from leaking all over the place. We can keep water in it, keep it cool, and run it for longer periods of time. Now what's really nice about this is after we get this in and this in, we can put gas in the gas tank, and we don't have to rely on our iced tea jug to move it around. Yes?
Sure. What did the water pump and the fuel pump cost?
This was actually, both of these were a little more money. This was about $65, and this was in the same range as well. So they're a little more money, and what's really fascinating, and that's a good question, what's fascinating about this is a brand new water pump. It's brand new, it's not rebuilt, right? So it's got a cast iron, this is a semi-open impeller. Some of them are stamped steel and they're completely open. This is a semi-open impeller, you can tell because you can't see the veins just from that side. But all this casting is new. What they've discovered is that it's far cheaper to cast things in India and China, brand new, machine them, put them together and ship it, than it is to send the cores back and have them rebuilt overseas. So a lot of the parts that we get are new parts. Now there is a problem with that, which is
They're shitty.
and they don't often fit.
Yep.
So we're going to find out if this fits or not, but we're going to give that a whirl. So on top of that, we also have this fine thing, which is new as well. This is, anybody know?
Peter with the
Yes. Who remembers Felix the Cat? Master Cylinder. He was an evil dude. He was. Seriously. I know. It's crazy. So Master Cylinder. Anyway.
Oh, hey, look.
Oh my God! The water and Rock Bottom. Yes, all those bad guys, Master Cylinder and Rock Bottom. But anyway, this is Master Cylinder. This has a cast-in reservoir. More modern cylinders don't have a cast-in reservoir. Well, some of them do, some don't. Modern ones today have plastic reservoirs, but this one's all one big chunk. We have to bench bleed this, so we're going to do that as well. And then we're going to install it in the car. And hopefully we'll have a brake pedal after we get this in. So we'll have a car that we can put gas in the gas tank, we can put water in it that stays in it, and it'll stop. I mean, we'll be well on the way to having an independent motoring vehicle, except that transmission's really funky on this, which is
It was
topic
not
for
happy moving it in.
No, and if you look at it, it puked. Milky ATF.
Oh, yay.
So it's the transmission's a little iffy. But that's okay. If it is iffy, we'll take it out and we'll fix that. You know, this is working on an old car is a lot like a relationship. There's parts of it that you really like. There's parts of it you can't stand. But hopefully the parts you like outweigh the stuff you can't stand. And there's highs and there's lows. Getting it started, that was a high. Having the transmission take a crap on the floor, well, that might be a low. It all depends on, what your fetish is.